Sometimes I feel like we need to help the God denier or the atheists out there, because I've been in so many discussions and forums with many God deniers, and pretty much, excuse me, pretty much there's a tiny minority within the God deniers who you will just cuss you out, call your name, call you stupid, this that, just don't, they're not offering any argument, and therefore there's no point in talking to them. Just ignore them. There's a group that states that atheism means a lack or a lack of belief in a god or gods or whatnot. I understand that. And then there's some that states that there is no God. Okay, now I believe very firmly that the God deniers need a little help. They need a little help to understand what they actually believe, because in the many discussions that I had with God deniers, they don't know what they believe. And so some of them states that that they have a lack of belief in God, like I stated earlier. So the burden of proof is on us theists, and I beg to differ. No, the burden of proof is on you. But nevertheless, I feel compelled that we should help you out in this little problem that you're having, that you don't understand what you believe. So going through many websites on the definition of atheism. Well, let's see. Let's go to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, which is a professional source, and as a professional source, we should get the answer mainly for what atheism means. Now, I'm not looking for the definition of atheist. I'm looking for the definition of atheism. And in the Merriam-Webster, well, like I stated earlier, is a professional source. Is used by doctors and lawyers. They primarily use the Merriam-Webster as a source to help dealing with, doctors will be medical cases and lawyers will be law cases. So the first definition that we're given on atheism is ungodliness, wickedness. Now let's look at what ungodliness means, or ungodly. First definition states a denying or disobeying God, impious, irreligious, contrary to moral law, sinful, wicked. I also stated that there's the definition of wickedness. So let's look at what the definition of wickedness means, or wicked. It states a morally very bad and evil person. Now, keep this in mind. I am not reading this out of my mind, okay? Because I know that you're gonna say that that's not true. It doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. This yada. I know your trickery, and I just don't buy it. I'm here to help you out, okay? I'm here to help you out because I want to know what you believe. And so far, I'm getting it from sources outside of your mouth, outside of your thinking, that is helping me understand what you believe. And also remember that I'm here to help you what you believe, because you don't know what you believe. Wicked. Morally very bad, evil. I just stated that. And there's quite various definitions. Fierce, vicious, disposed to or marked by mischief, roguish. A disgustingly unpleasant, a wicked odor. Now that doesn't really apply to y'all. But sometimes when we running several miles, we end up stinking, and therefore the remedy is a shower. But never mind, that obviously doesn't apply to you. Causing or likely to cause harm, distress, or trouble, or anything like that. And it goes on and on and on. But on ungodly, it also gives us, after a denying or disobeying God, impious or irreligious. Let's look at what impious means. Not pious, of course, lacking in reverence or proper respect as for God, for example, as for God or one's parent. And irreligious, neglectful of religion, lacking religious emotions, doctrines, or practices. So religious, that they exploit popular religion for professional purposes. That's an example. But it pretty much, the first one, it says neglectful or religion, lacking religious emotion, doctrines, or practices. But nevertheless, you do believe in, you believe that there's a lack of belief that there is a God, or that God doesn't exist, which it should be the actual definition is that God doesn't exist, or that any other gods doesn't exist, because you live in the materialistic and the naturalistic, and you. But we're not here to talk about evolution, okay? We're not here to talk about. I'm not interested in evolution. I'm just interested in what you believe. So we have many articles defining what you define atheism or whatnot. But like for example, the best article on atheism come from the Conservapedia, which I'm gonna post it in the information. That way you guys understand what you believe and can read about it. There's no excuse for saying I don't see it doesn't exist. If you come with that, you're totally nuts. You're totally insane, and you have no business talking about this whatsoever, because for you it's extremely emotional. And like I said, don't come with your emotions in here. I don't have time to deal with, that minority group within atheism that likes to call people stupid and so on and so forth. But I would like to read to you a part in Conservapedia that deals with atheism that says attempts to dilute the definition of atheism, because you guys are more relativists, so there's no right or wrong, anything goes in your mind, even though you state that that's not the case, that you do have morals, but you're using our morals, because in reality you're really morally bankrupt. Charles Bradlaugh in 1876 proposed that atheism does not assert there is no God. Then what the heck is an atheist? And by doing so, he diluted the traditional definition of atheism. Since 1979, many atheists have followed Bradlaugh's thinking further and stated that atheism is merely a lack of believing any God. The motive for such a shift in meaning appears to be an attempt to shift the burden of proof regarding the existence of God to the theism side. Very clever, guys, but no, that doesn't work with us. In the article, Is Atheism Presumptuous? Atheist Jeffrey J. Lauder, a founder of Internet Infidels, which owns and operates the secular web. The secular web is one of the principal websites for atheists, agnostics, and skeptics on the internet. States that I agree with Copan that anyone who claims God does not exist must shoulder a burden of proof just as much as anyone who claims God exists. In short, the attempt to redefine atheism is merely an attempt to make no assertion, so no facts need be offered. The attempt to redefine atheism, however, is not in accordance with the standard definition of atheism that encyclopedias or philosophy employ, which is that atheism is a denial of the existence of God or gods. So as you can see, the burden of proof is on you. It's on you, not on us. So what you need to do is either come to terms with that, and we can talk about that a little further, or stop wasting our times, because, well, if other Christians choose to engage in arguments until they just grab their hair because they can't understand why you guys are being so unreasonable and so illogical, well, that's their problem, but not me. If you don't like what I say, I don't care, okay? If you want to talk about it, like I said, let's talk about it. But other than that, this is all I have to say. I'll probably do another part on to help you explain what you believe, because you don't know what you believe. And at first, I didn't know how to deal with you, but now I do know, because it's easy to really squash your unreasonableness and illogicness. And I know what you're gonna say, that I'm being arrogant. No, I'm educated, okay? So stop that name calling me arrogant, because I'm not. You, on the other hand, are arrogant because you refuse to be educated. So that's the difference between you and me. Until then, take care of yourselves, and see you around. Bye bye.